Welcome back, Luminary. Today's episode is all about our Sagittarius new moon. Now, you already know new moons are all about new beginnings, and this new moon in Sagittarius invites you to see the bigger picture. It's the perfect time to reflect on what you've learned, embrace gratitude, and shift your perspective from ground level struggles to eagle eyed clarity. Join me in this episode as we explore how you can use gratitude to elevate your life, your leadership, and how to set an intention with this beautiful Sagittarius energy that turns challenges into stepping stones towards your greatest purpose. Hello, hello, Luminary. If you're currently a subscriber, thank you for joining me on this path again. And if you are one of the many new subscribers, welcome to Star Powered. I'm Leslie Tagorda, your host, a multiracial, multifaceted professional musician turned web designer turned brand astrologer. Astrology helped me in my darkest times to overcome an identity crisis by revealing my star-powered strengths and purpose. Now, I use this purpose to guide healers, entrepreneurs, and change makers like you to make your mark with ease and impact using astrology. All right, let's dive into our Sagittarius new moon, where the sun and the moon meet at Sagittarius of 9 degrees, happening on Sunday, November 30th, if you are on the Pacific Coast at 10:21 p.m. But if you're on the East Coast, it actually happens on Monday morning, December 1st at 1:21 a.m. So wherever you live on this earth, we have this beautiful Sagittarius new moon at 9 degrees. I am personally a Sagittarius a Sagittarius moon. So I love Sagittarius energy. Just really happy to be be in this energy after all of the ups and downs and just kind of the pressure of this Scorpio season. Not that the pressure is like laying off any bit, but just like Sagittarius allows us to kind of see everything from this higher perspective. Now, the Sagittarius new moon always happens right around American Thanksgiving. Now, I live in the United States, so I'm going to call this American Thanksgiving. And if you know anything about, the history of the United States, the American Thanksgiving is strife with colonialism and all kinds of oppressive things. But we can reclaim this original meaning and show gratitude for all of our blessings, both seen and unseen. It can be a powerful shift, this idea of gratitude, to not only raise your vibration, but to also raise your perspective. And so with our new moon in Sagittarius, we get to set a new intention. Of course, new moons, if you've been listening to me for a while, you know new moons are my jams. New moons are when we plant the seeds of intention. To plant the seeds of intention means to consciously choose what seeds we want to plant. And to be able to consciously choose the seeds that we want to plant, this means that we have to get clear to spend some time deciding what we want. Now, deciding what you want is one of the biggest keys to success, keys to being a leader. Because to be a leader is to know where you want to go, to set your course there, to chart how you're going to get there, to get all of the help, including spiritual help, and to say what you want so that spirit can help you, so your support systems can help you, and you can make your mark. And so new moons, this is your reminder, your monthly reminder to say, hey, spend some time, get clear what you want, use your astrology, look at where that new moon, what house is being activated, because that house, that part of your life, that part of your business is saying, I want a fresh intention. And even if you don't know how to read your chart by finding that specific house where Sagittarius of 9 degrees is, you can always use your intuition and deepen into the meaning of Sagittarius and what Sagittarius wants from you in seeing the big picture. So in today's episode, we are going to go through what does this new moon in Sagittarius mean? why gratitude is so powerful. We'll take a look at the astrology of the new moon. And then I want to share with you both the horoscope and the questions for each sign to help you set your intentions. You ready to dive in? Here we go. So, like I said, I absolutely love Sagittarius energy. When I was first getting into astrology, I thought that I was a Sagittarius rising because when I thought that my birth time was at 1:42 a.m. And so I was super excited about being a Sagittarius rising. I was super excited that my moon was near my rising sign. And I was like, yeah, I'm gregarious. I'm inspiring. I love all these possibilities. But when I was cleaning out my mom's house, maybe 7, 8 years ago, right when I was like deepening into my astrology practice, I found out that I wasn't born at 1:42 a.m. I was born at 1:42 p.m. So all of a sudden, I was a Gemini rising. My sun was at the top of like my chart in the ninth house, conjunct Jupiter, and my moon was buried in the sixth house with my Sagittarius descendant. Now, I still have a lot of Sagittarius, but let me tell you, I was resisting that Gemini rising. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I see this happen all the time with my clients that they have this big revelation. They found their actual birth time, their rising sign is totally different, or they found out that they were born, quote unquote, on the cusp. There's no such thing as cusps. You're born at one time or another, and they thought that they were a Cancer, but they're actually a Gemini, or they thought that they were a Virgo and they're actually a Leo. Oof, all the stories. But the reason, the meaning, I think that these kinds of revelations are so important and very Sagittarian is that I truly believe that your consciousness, your soul was finally ready to reveal itself, finally ready to reclaim a certain power, finally ready to see things from a higher, bigger perspective. And that's what really Sagittarius strengths and gifts are about. Sagittarius allows us to see, allows us to connect the dots, allows us to see possibility, allows us to have optimism, allows us to see the bigger picture, allows us to see the commonality in all of our different paths and diversity and celebrate all of that. Of course, these are the strengths because just as much as Sagittarius can see all of that, Sagittarius in the shadows is full of judgment, is full of like what's mine and it's not yours. It's full of separation and divisiveness, just as much as it's about possibility. So I'm going to focus on those possibilities. Of course, Sagittarius is also rules this idea of gratitude because gratitude is so powerful. Gratitude is allows us to see our blessings seen and unseen, and it is a powerful shift in perspective that raises our vibration. Now, of course, with gratitude, you can see silver linings, you can see possibilities, you can see appreciation, you can connect the dots, and you can see that bird's eye view. Sagittarius allows you, from that bird's eye view, allows you to see that all of your detours and your challenges and your mistakes are not things to believe that, oh my gosh, I wasted my time, I wasted my money, I wasted all of this, right? That we can leave that in the shadows of the Scorpio realm. But instead see it as all of our challenges, our mistakes, our detours, the scenic route. See it as a gift filled with learning, lessons, and wisdom, right? When we make that different route and all of a sudden we see this beautiful view that we had never seen before, isn't that a true gift? Sagittarius lifts your perspective from that ground level, stuck in the muck, to eagle eye, high in the sky observation so that you can see this big picture. And the key to all of this up leveling, of course, is gratitude. And thinking about the American Thanksgiving and what we celebrate with gratitude, this is why I feel like this, if we can tap into the power of gratitude, this can shift so many things, not only in your personal lives, but also in your business lives. So let's talk a little bit about the power of gratitude. And I promise I will hook it back to your purpose and your big why in making your mark in your leadership. Now, the power of gratitude, hear me out. It is absolutely not a cop out. Gratitude is an attitude that is scientifically proven to shift scarcity, negativity, resentment, and envy into abundance, positivity, well being, and appreciation. And let me tell you, I often gift the medicine that I need the most in my life right now. And oh my goodness, I need this power of gratitude because I haven't been practicing gratitude lately. And I can really see my gratitude muscle needing a little bit of weightlifting, a little bit of practice, a little bit of flex, because gratitude is absolutely a practice, a muscle that if you don't use it, you lose it. So why not use it and build it? And so when you practice gratitude, this is absolutely about seeing the silver linings in all situations. This starts to flow freely, meaning when you practice gratitude, this gratitude starts to build from within and flow freely, flow like a wellspring up from deep within you. You begin to feel gratitude bubble forth. And the more you feel, the more this energy radiates to others, the more it inspires the others, the more it lights others, and it ripples forth. So, yes, 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 I hear you. Some of you calling this BS because, yes, me too. I've been deep in the doldrums lately, and I've been doing my best to practice deep gratitude. And I personally want this new moon for me to spark this practice of gratitude that I've fallen off on. I've had these like journals and journals and journals of gratitude that I've really fallen off that horse. And this new moon is my reminder that I need to start getting back onto this horse because what I've been doing lately in this deep doldrums, instead of wanting to simmer and just be in these bad moods, I've been letting these bad moods and these blues and these kinds of frustrations and impatience move through me instead of bottling it up. And in order for it to move through me, I've been using the power of inquiry, the power of curiosity. Because what I've been asking myself is like, well, what is the meaning of my current mental unwellness? What am I supposed to learn from this? And as I ask myself that question, I've been learning that I haven't been prioritizing my joy nor my fun. I've been, having to get the house all clean and make it perfect before I can go to sleep. Or I've been like prioritizing work instead of going to like the birthday party or the soccer practice. I've been like, pushing myself really hard instead of taking the time to do my morning walks. I've been saying yes to everything in my work, and I've been saying no to my own self care and personal enjoyment. I got to stop that. Right. I've also been asking, well, why haven't I been sharing what has been keeping me overwhelmed and short tempered? Because I've been having a lot of frustrations, like in my personal life. I've been having frustrations with my son. I've been having frustrations with my husband. And while I am not passive aggressive at all, my husband will actually tell me that I'm very aggressive. I don't think that I'm aggressive. I'm simply sharing exactly what my needs are. And there's no question what my needs are. Now, if my husband and my son are not there to say, like, okay, well, I'll help you with your needs, like, helping pick up like dirty socks without being told, or brushing my teeth without having to be told like 5 times, like, I don't have control over that anymore. And I've been noticing that I just have to be like, okay, I can't have any control of that anymore. And I just have to step back. So I've been learning to just let things go, even though it's very overwhelming for me because I love having order in my home so that I can concentrate and do things that are important to me. Now, if my needs are not getting met, right? I'm just going through my thought processes of like, why am I feeling short tempered? Why am I feeling overwhelmed? Well, how can I get my needs met? Is another question that I've been getting curious with. Well, I've been sharing with others who do care and consider consider me, talking to my friends, talking to people in my community, and they are truly the ones who are helping me feel loved and supported. My friend Monica Bravo sent me a hypnosis. My friend Asha Frost has been checking in on me. My beautiful community and Star Powered Circle have been, even though this is like this membership, this community that I've built together, they've been sharing all of their gifts and resources, and ultimately that is bringing me so much joy because I love seeing my people share and contribute. So it's beautiful. And so I think that when I've been able to share vulnerably, this has been able to inspire others to share their gifts, but also to share vulnerably what's been happening in their hearts and minds. Because this doesn't make me a bad leader to show my vulnerability. And it makes my community, it makes the people that I inspire also stronger leaders. So I shared this kind of my journey, my current thought journey of curiosity to maybe help inspire you to also see things from a higher perspective. I shared my own journey because I hate being bogged down by all of my overwhelm that I've been feeling lately. So maybe this process can help you too. But the main thing I want you to know is that what this process has given me is gratitude. Gratitude that I can now see I have a way out, gratitude that I have a loving community of friends, and gratitude to see that while some of my needs are not being met, almost all of my needs are truly met. I am safe. I am blessed. Now, if this inquiry is too hard for you at the moment, you can also just create a simple list of 3 things that you are grateful for today and 3 things that you have added value to the world. So today, I'm grateful for my sunny day. Today, I'm grateful for morning coffee. And today, I'm grateful that I had the time and space and energy to record this podcast and YouTube episode for you. And the way that I'm adding value is sharing vulnerably my process, sharing with you the questions and the astrology to implement a new moon intention for Sagittarius. And another way I added value was that my son had a friend for sleepover, such a pleasant kiddo named Otis. And he's been just so polite. And I made them this beautiful breakfast. And so that's truly a way that I added value. So I know that there are ways that you added value into this world today. And so as we practice this simple listing of things that you're grateful for and the ways that you've been adding value, I want this to be an inspiration for you to practice this on a daily basis. Now, I spent all this time on gratitude because I hope that you can see that gratitude really elevates your energy in your personal life, but it also elevates your energy in your leadership. And from a leadership and branding perspective, Sagittarius rules your big why. It rules your purpose. It rules how you spread your philosophy through the world. It spreads your greater why, your big dreams, your motivation, your philosophy. And gratitude serves you to help you see how you are meant to contribute positively in your world through the life challenges that you've overcome, the life challenges that are actually your purpose in disguise. This purpose in disguise, those challenges that motivate you to recognize and overcome and excel and exceed your wildest dreams. Yes, that's your purpose. Your purpose is your big why that drives you to do what you do. And when you can express this, this is how you make your mark. And so when you see all of those challenges that you've overcome, you thank it. You thank it with gratitude and appreciation for helping you come to your purpose, for helping you see what is missing in the world that you are going to fill. So let's talk about this astrology of the Sagittarius new moon, and then we're going to dive into how you can use this astrology to personalize your Sagittarius new moon intention and create a beautiful ritual for yourself. So I'm going to share my screen right now. This is the chart of the new moon as cast from San Francisco, where I live. So don't worry about the houses. Let's just take a look at the different planets and the aspects that this particular new moon is having. So this particular new moon in Sagittarius is bridges both this Mercury retrograde that we are currently in and the upcoming Mars retrograde. And so I love seeing this as the bridge because if Mercury retrograde is the medicine that we need so that we can reroute our journey, that was that last episode that I dropped all about the Mercury retrograde and how to use that to recalibrate where you want to direct yourself, right? Sagittarius with that aiming, with that arrow is aiming towards where it wants to go. And so some with Mercury is like, well, we need to shift a couple of degrees because you know what? I don't really want to go there anymore. I want to go here. Or if you still want to go there, maybe you've gotten off your path a little bit and you need to kind of recalibrate. And so that's how Mercury retrograde is helping us reroute our journey. But when we have our Mars retrograde that's coming up, and I will be delivering another podcast on that, that Mars retrograde is asking us to reinvent ourselves with love and kindness, to reinvent ourselves with what our brilliance is that we want to share in the world, how we want to be seen, how we want to identify that comes from this place of love and compassion, where we look at our past and see how it shaped us, yet we don't need to use our past to identify and define us. Okay. And so with this rerouting your journey and reinventing ourselves, well, this new moon intention where we get to intentionally choose the seeds that we want to plant for our next new cycle is saying, well, what is my big picture? What is my purpose? What is this possibility that I need to exceed and fall into? Because Sagittarius is absolutely about exceeding our expectations. And so if you haven't yet exceeded your expectations, well, have you been dreaming big enough? Have you been putting in the work? Have you been having gratitude? Have you been seeing the silver linings? Those are all questions that you can ask yourself. So, the other thing about this Sagittarius new moon is that Sagittarius, of course, is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter here is sitting across the way from a wide opposition from this new moon at 9 degrees of Sagittarius, and then also and sitting opposite with Mercury in a mutual reception. Mutual reception, right? Mutual means together, where Jupiter is in Mercury sign of Gemini and Mercury is in Sagittarius's sign of in Jupiter's sign of Sagittarius. So we have this kind of house swap where, you know, Mercury is checking out all the things and using all the resources that Jupiter gets to have, and Jupiter is like checking out the bookshelf, like looking through all of the knowledge that Mercury has. And so with Jupiter sitting across, essentially sitting across this new moon, in this new moon, kind of a full moon phase between the sun and Jupiter, we're almost at that halfway point of the Jupiter retrograde. You really are able to see your purpose. Okay, what I mean by this, if you think about a full moon is about illumination where nothing can hide in the shadows because all of that light is illuminated. Well, with Jupiter there, your big why, your big purpose, if you've been questioning your purpose and what you're here to do to make your mark, if you've been questioning like what motivates you, this is your time to get clear and to refashion things that, you know, like if you've been working working towards your purpose and maybe you haven't really been seeing the results that you want, check underground. Are your roots, are you still needing to grow those roots so that you can have that breakthrough? Maybe you're closer to breakthrough than you thought, or maybe your roots are really well positioned, but now your pot is too small. You need to like grow into a bigger pot and repot yourself. Whatever it is, you can see that clearly now because Jupiter in Gemini now has the facts, now has the data that you need to make better decisions. Now, again, don't judge yourself for mistakes or wasted time. That's not going to help you. That's not gratitude. Instead, go, okay, well, here's my reflections. Next time I want to change this and shift that because that didn't work. Next time I want to try this because now I know this better, that I can, this has better results for me, so I can try this. Remember, there's nothing wasted. What have you learned so that you don't waste anything? That's the biggest thing about using your silver linings and your gratitude. Now, this new moon is also trining this fire trine with Mars there, meaning you are now motivated. You now have this energy to take action. If you've been feeling stuck in inaction, Mars is like, well, let's start with the lowest hanging fruit. Lowest hanging fruit right now is in Leo. So let's start with what's fun. Absolutely. Do what is fun first. Don't eat the frog, eat the dessert. Eat dessert first. Do what is fun first so that you can start that momentum and take action. Of course, this new moon is also squaring Saturn. Whenever Saturn is there, what am I accountable for? What am I responsible for? If it's not my responsibility, I'm not accountable for it. Do I have to do it? If you have to do it, then do it because you're accountable for it. If you're not, just let it go. So will I have to let dirty socks lay on the living room floor if my son doesn't want to do them? Well, not my responsibility anymore. We're going to have to figure that out, but it's not my responsibility. I'm not going to stress about it over anymore. And then I want to also bring into Chiron. Chiron has made so many aspects over this year. Remember, we had the Chiron North Node conjunction in February, and then we had that beautiful eclipse. Chiron is our friend. Chiron, more than wounded, is a mentor, a teacher, a healer. And how is Chiron operating in your life right now? Have you learned the power of consent? Have you learned that the things that you cannot heal in yourself are actually the things that you are here to contribute in the world that you can heal in others? See that. See the silver linings of Chiron. And so all of this to say is these questions, these planets are asking you, is giving you these bumpers to narrow down what you want, to narrow down your big vision, your dream, your why, and your purpose. So hopefully the astrology of this new moon in Sagittarius has really helped you define and clarify. So let's now dive into some personalizations and some horoscopes for each of the signs. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I love to look at in which house that degree of the new moon occupies, because whatever house is being occupied is being activated, is being lit up. Of course, you know that the houses represent an area of your life, of your business, of your brand. And when we can set a fresh intention in this part of our lives, this will allow us to really truly harness and utilize the Sagittarius energy. And throughout the year, as the new moon moves around your chart, you will get a fresh intention in each part of your life and your business. How amazing is that? And so I want to do things a little bit differently. So today I'm going to go through each of the signs, looking at your rising sign, or if you know how to read your natal chart, knowing where 9 degrees, which house contains that 9 degrees of Sagittarius. I want you to listen for that house if you know, or I want you to listen for your rising sign, or use your intuition. There's no wrong answers. As long as you're getting clear, spending the time on what you want and asking the universe for support in getting what you want, then you have done it right. Now, the biggest thing to know that when you're creating an intention, don't start to figure out the how. Don't start planning the tasks that you need to do to achieve your big dreams, because you know what? I'm sure that those tasks will derail you because there's going to be like, well, I don't know how to do that. So I can't do this. I don't know how to do that. That's too hard, blah, blah, blah. We start to get stuck in the muck. You don't need to do that because the universe is waiting for you to ask for what you want. And then guess what? When you ask for what you want and you start to make tiny baby steps towards what you want, the universe starts putting stepping stones in your path, starts showing you the strategies and the how-tos to get around those biggest hurdles so that you can get what you want. So don't worry about the how. Just dream big, use the parameters of the astrology, use your knowing what house, where to plant your seeds. And if you have any natal planets like me, I have my Neptune and my moon that is conjunct this new moon. Of course, I'm going to be putting in more emphasis into my emotional well-being as well as my spiritual well-being. So there we go. So here are some questions to help your intention for this Sagittarius new moon, because today you will want to plant the seeds to see the big picture in your work's purpose. If you happen to be an Aries rising or have the ninth house activated with this new moon, you are here to plant the seeds in your global reach, your visibility, and your inspirational purpose. So the question that I want you to answer for yourself is, what does the greater world need to hear about your journey? What does the greater world need to hear about your journey? If you're a Taurus rising or have the eighth house activated by this new moon, you're planting the seeds to see the big picture and your ability to heal using truth and diverse wisdom traditions. Yes, look back into your own wisdom traditions. What is there to reclaim? And the question that you want to ask yourself is, how do I want to build and share power with what I have already experienced? You have so much wisdom through your lived experience. For my Gemini risings or seventh house activation, your seeds are all about planting. The seeds that you're planting is all about collaboration with cosmopolitan, ideal soul customers and co-creators. So, who have you already had the most ripple effect with when collaborating? Now, I know that this is particularly for me because I'm a Gemini rising, and I've been thinking about, next year, more like about the soul customers that I truly want to help, whether these are my CEO clients or whether these are my certification people who want to learn how to practice astrology in this way. And then also thinking about my favorite friends that I want to co-create and the collaborative courses that I want to bring out in 2025 that I want to resurrect from a couple of years ago, because we've had past success in that. And so I'm looking at this ripple effect. What have I had past success with, and how can I amplify that with my co-creators? So maybe this is helping for you. Who have you already had the most ripple effect when collaborating? Soul customers or collaborators? For my Cancer rising friends, or if you have this activating your sixth house, I want you to look at planting the seeds for your freedom-based routines that allow you to serve many more. And what I mean by this is I want you to ask yourself, what can I make repeatable, right? Just like working on its own without your input, so that I am free to think and do other things? Are there tasks that you can just set on a system, that you can automate, that you can delegate, that you can have a SOP with, so that you don't have to think about those things, that they're just check marks that just keep on going in your workflow, so you can spend your energy and resources to doing other things? For my Leo rising friends, or if this is in your fifth house, you're planting the seeds for your expansive, inspirational inspirational pleasure projects. So, how does fun and creativity open you to bigger possibilities? How can you prioritize your fun so that you're in these places of flow that allow you to have these bigger downloads and fill your cup to do the big things. Okay, Leo risings. For my Virgo rising friends, or if this is at the bottom of your chart in your fourth house, activating your fourth house, I want you to plant the seeds for emotional security to deepen your spiritual roots that allow you to rise higher. So, what this means, the question that I want you to ask yourself is, what strength can you deepen into that will help you reach higher? Whether this is self-regulation tools or emotional tools or spiritual practices or even cooking a beautiful meal that your grandmother used to make for you. These compassionate, nurturing, how do you fertilize and nurture your roots so that they can deepen into that allow you to reach for the stars? For my Libra rising friends, or if this is in your third house, you're planting the seeds for inspirational communications and your promotional messaging, aka marketing. So the question that I want you to answer is, what do you need to express and share that excites others to join you on your path? Okay. What do you need to express and share that excites others to join you on your path? For my Scorpio rising friends, or if you have this new moon activating your second house, you're here to plant the seeds for gratitude-based values and value add for yourself and your clients. And so the question I want you to answer is, what silver linings are your greatest gifts to receive and to share? Your second house is about your values. It's about your return on investment. It's the gift of transformation that you give to your people. For my Sagittarius rising friends, or if this is in your first house, you're planting the seeds for your purposeful brand identity and inspirational leadership. So the question that you want to ask yourself is, what do I need to stop hiding from and fully embody to be truly seen? What are you hiding from within yourself? What are you meant to step into, to embody, so that you can truly be seen by your people and your opportunities? For my Capricorn rising friends, or if this is in your 12th house, you're planting the seeds to journey, a spiritual journey with unification with your highest self. I know that sounds really vast. You're going, what do you mean by this? Well, the question I want you to ask is, what is the greater meaning of why you are here today, here and now, in the place that you exist? And why are you loved? Yes, very deep, very spiritual. I know you can handle it, Capricorns. For my Aquarius rising friends, or if this is activating your 11th house, you're planting the seeds for your global social impact and community building. The question you want to ask yourself is, what is the future you see, and how can you articulate your vision? And lastly, for my Pisces friends, if this is activating your 10th house, I want you to plant the seeds so that you can amplify the delivery of your ultimate mission on the global stage. And the question that you want to ask yourself is, how do I want to share and provide your services in the here and now? So, my friends, I've left you a lot of questions. I've left you with a lot of practices. And I just want to thank you so much for being here. If you want to dive deeper into the Sagittarius archetype, especially if you have your sun, moon, or any of your angles, rising descendant, midheaven, or Imam Coeli in Sagittarius, yes, you have very strong Sagittarius. I want to invite you into my free Archetypes Audio Program. In this empowering series, you will explore the 12 zodiacs in order to help you elevate your presence, your leadership, and your brand. When you sign up for free, you'll get a private podcast feed, a 12 archetypes PDF resource guide, and 4 email integration exercises. Everything you need to align with your star powers and attract your soul customers and opportunities. It's free and it's waiting for you to start your journey today. Head on over to starpower.com/audio, AUDIO. And if you're looking at the show notes, you can find the link in the show notes. So if you're still listening, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you, for my long-term listeners and new listeners alike. I'm so grateful that the universe has connected us in some way. If we are connected, I know that you are seeking your meaning and how to contribute your purpose in the world through astrology. May you live your purpose-led life to make your mark. May this new moon allow you to clarify your desires, and may you find the powerful wellspring of gratitude rise within you this season. Thank you so much for listening. Until soon, bye for now.
As a human design projector, my energy shines more brightly because of people like you who share my work. If you enjoy this podcast and want to help build a movement of innovative astrology and leadership and spark the intuitive revolution, please rate and review this podcast on Apple Podcasts, or better yet, share this podcast with your change-making besties. We will all shine brighter together as we create the future we want to see.